12, but I think we are supposed to have even more. But I think shall we start sharp at 9, have this session recorded so that those who cannot attend can watch it later. I will upload this clip lah.
Okay, sure.
Okay, now it's already 9, so shall we start, bro?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, okay. So a very good morning to Prof. Zuraida and everyone who attend today's Taklimat. I think we're going to have a very short and brief session lah. However, because this is a two-way communication lah, we welcome the auditors and head auditors to ask questions lah related to how to use this rubrik for MyCite. And yesterday, Prof. Zuraida informed me that she also have the rubric for ASEAN Citation Index. So it's a bonus lah for you today. We have 2 rubrics lah that we know how the evaluator is going to use this rubric so that you can better prepare yourself and your journal to be evaluated very soon. Yeah. Okay. So I think I will not going to drag too long. I've already mentioned the objective of today's Taklimat. So without further ado, I would like to welcome Prof. Zuraida to take over and start with the Taklimat, Prof.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Yong. Let me share my slides. Okay. Dah nampak ya? Dr. Yong?
Nampak.
Nampak, bro. Okay. So today I'm going to share with you rubriks yang kita gunakan bagi tujuan pengauditan Jurnal UiTM 2021. Okay. So Assalamualaikum, salam sejahtera. Selamat pagi saya ucapkan kepada semua yang hadir ke sesi taklimat pengauditan jurnal ini ya. So terima kasih kepada Dr. Yong ya, hadirin sekalian. Saya kira UiTM sangat beruntung ya kerana mempunyai Dr. Yong yang saya kira sangat committed dan berwawasan untuk memertabatkan jurnal ilmiah UiTM ke pesada global ya. Saya banyak berurusan dengan universiti-universiti awam di Malaysia ya, tapi saya rasa UiTM berada di platform yang betul ya sebab dia dipandu oleh Dr. Yong yang keep on update himself about the latest development dalam pengurusan jurnal ilmiah ya. Dan saya rasa usaha ini turut menyokong aspirasi UiTM untuk meningkatkan prestasi dan visibility universiti globally ya. So dengan sokongan dan kerjasama yang baik dari tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, saya kira insyaAllah aspirasi ini akan tercapai. So let's go to my first slide ya. So when we talk about scholarly publishing, okay, as a publisher, they rely on effective peer review processes. Okay, so memang kita bergantung dengan peer review process to uphold not only the quality and validity of individual articles, means the content of the journal, but also overall integrity of the journal they publish. So it is not only the content but the integrity of the journals also ya. So when we look at this process, okay, scholarly publishing, so the roles of editors dia berkisar kepada kotak merah ni ya. So yang inilah yang apa ni, kita perlu memainkan peranan kita di sini ya, to make sure that the scholarly output yang dihasilkan oleh scholars ni dapat diterbitkan dalam jurnal yang berimpak tinggi. Okay, so of course ya, ada cabaran yang dihadapi dalam penerbitan jurnal ni. Saya kira tuan-tuan dan puan-puan kebanyakannya adalah editor, and I'm sure that you are aware of all these challenges yang dihadapi ya. Antaranya satu, proses submission at a faster pace. Okay, because ada yang tanya kat saya, is it okay if we collect dulu all the manuscript and kita susun bila kita nak terbitkan? Which I feel that if you do this, you are not being fair to the authors. Because they want their intellectual property or the new knowledge that they want to disseminate tu untuk disebarkan dengan cepat ya. Difficulty in finding suitable peer reviewers. Okay, so ini pun selalu kita hadapi ya, because normally in scholarly publishing we did not pay the peer reviewer. Okay, kita tak bayar dia. So of course they are doing it based on their scholarly works juga ya, maknanya their contribution to the scholarly work. Number 3, increasing number of submissions once the journal has reputation. Okay. So apa yang dimaksudkan dengan reputation di sini ialah bila your journal telah diindeks di beberapa platform database ya. Contohnya your journal already accepted as Scopus, of course you are going to get more and more manuscript untuk you manage. So yang itu pun ada masalah bila terlampau banyak. Okay, increase in diversity of submission in term of subject area and country of origin. So yang ini pun adalah cabaran kepada kita untuk memilih manuskrip yang terbaik untuk kita terbitkan. Need to identify and address increasing cases of misconduct. Okay, so ada banyak sangat misconduct yang berlaku yang terpaksa kita tangani ya. So that's why it is very important in your ethical statement tu, you dah stated kat situ what you are going to do if you find out that ada misconduct pada artikel. Contohnya ada plagiarism, ada fraudulent in the data collected and etc. ya. Increase competition with other journals. Ini yang kita nak cuba elakkan because it is not easy to get a good manuscript. Okay, so if you publish something yang memang ada dah banyak sangat jurnal tu scope di cover oleh jurnal-jurnal lain ya, scope yang sama di cover oleh jurnal-jurnal lain, then you are going to face a problem to get a good manuscript ya. So this is the basic challenges in journal publishing. Okay, I would like to talk a little bit about governance of scholarly journal. Okay, so in terms of dia punya structure, okay, so of course you need to have chief editor. Okay, you need to have advisory board. Tapi advisory board ni it is optional. Okay, tapi chief editor memang kena ada, and you need to have editors. And under editors, you need to have managing editors, editorial assistant and also copy editor. Yang ni yang basic punya structure ya. So dalam mana-mana scholarly journal, you don't need to have penasihat ataupun patron. Okay, because all the chief editor, the editors, managing editors, these are all scholars. Okay. So appointment as a chief editor or board members shows that the person has reached the peak and recognized as a leader in the field. Okay, so we cannot just appoint anybody to be our chief editor. Okay, it must be somebody yang recognized as a leader in the field. Number 2, having a PhD in a certain field may qualify someone to be an editor. However, an editor should be competent in his own field and its related topics. They must also be a prolific author. Okay, so tak semestinya ada PhD boleh jadi editor ya. So we have to look it from various perspective juga. They must also be a prolific author. Yeah. So why I have to explain all this before kita pergi kepada rubrics? Because these are the items or the elements that you need to take into consideration when you want to do the auditing. Yeah. So important traits of a successful editor. 1, committed to meet deadlines. Kalau you letak somebody yang very busy and they don't have passionate to manage journal, okay, then it will not be a good choice lah to choose this kind of person. Sometimes saya tengok kadang-kadang kita letak kita punya dekan as chief editor. Okay, sedangkan kita tahu dekan ni dia banyak kerja. Boleh tak dia nak fulfill kerja-kerja managing the journal, ya? Kedua, capable to communicate effectively with other editors, authors, reviewer and the journal management team. Tiga, aware with the development of the field. Okay, capable to identify articles of interest that will make an impact to the field. Capable to identify a potentially good manuscript. Capable to identify problematic or potential errors in a manuscript, and capable to solicit articles from prominent scholars in the field. So this is very important because in any scholarly journal, okay, we do not want to see editors publish in that particular journal. Okay, we want to see some prominent scholars from other institutions, from other countries to publish in our journals. Okay, so if the person capable to create that kind of networking to attract prominent scholars to publish in our journal, then he or she should be the editor of the journal. Okay, and what are the roles and functions of each of these posts? Yeah? So dia bukan letak nama je dekat situ, ya, because dia ada peranan, dia ada task that need to be accomplished. Okay, so chief editor, of course, responsible for the quality and content of the journal and has the highest level of decision making. Okay, chief editor is normally held by a scholar of high distinction and well respected by the research community. Number two, advisory board. If you wish to have advisory board plays an advisory role and looks into the overall quality and journal policy. Okay, they may be called upon to mediate any dispute issues between authors, editors, and reviewers. And of course, advisory board can be eminent researchers. Editors provide high level of editorial input and responsible in formulating editorial policy. They were given the authority to decide on acceptance or rejection of a manuscript. Okay, so when you have a manuscript, the first thing you should do is the editor should sit down and look at the manuscript and choose the most related or the most high quality manuscript to be distributed to peer reviewer. Okay, you don't just receive everything and throw it back to the reviewers. Yeah, so the filtration should be done at editors level. Managing editors, I guess this is the most important role in any scholarly journal because you are responsible to connect authors with journal. Okay, managing editor oversee the peer review process. They do not have the decision making power, but they will be the one to inform author whether a manuscript is accepted or rejected, and to send proof to the authors and work to approve the final versions. Okay, so managing editors, normally they are the one who have the most tasks in managing scholarly journal. Editorial assistant, of course, to assist chief editor, managing editor and editors and involved in all areas of editorial from manuscript to publication. And copy editor, main task is to improve grammar, style, formatting, etc. And normally done before typesetting and proofreading. So basically, these are the structure that a scholarly journal should have, okay, in order to manage their journals. Okay, so from draft to publish articles, okay, so we need to know what is draft, what is manuscript, preprint, proof, and finally publish article. So when we say draft, it's the initial write-up that forms as a framework to start with. Manuscript, a fully completed paper but has not been reviewed by a reviewer. Preprint, manuscript accepted for publication. Proof, a manuscript that has been typeset and ready for final checking, and published articles, articles published online or printed in a specific volume and issue of the journal. Okay. Okay, I would like to share you one book. Okay, have you seen this book? Entitled Managing Scholarly Journals, What Editors Should Know. I think all new editors should read this book. It is written by Datuk Roslan Abdul Syukur. He is one of editor-in-chief for Science Malaysia now. If you know Science Malaysia now, published by UKM, okay, it is one of Malaysian high-impact journals. Yeah. So he wrote this book, and in this book, it gave guidelines on how to start a new journal, setting up the editorial board, developing journal scope and policy, developing ethics and malpractice statement. Okay, so if you wish to get this book, I think Urus Setia boleh bantu untuk, I can help to get the books for you. Maybe you can give your names to Urus Setia so that kita tahu berapa yang ni, dan I boleh minta Datuk Roslan untuk hantar. Ya. Okay, if not, you can also get it from Amazon. Okay, any question? Any question before I move to Journal Audit?
Assalamualaikum, Prof.
Yes.
Hello, okay, saya Sabirin, Prof. Prof, nak tanya yang pasal Prof cerita pasal editorial tu, Prof. Yang tas-tas tu, ya, yang itu.
This one?
Ya, okay. Currently, I would like to know, untuk editorial assistant ni, dia selalunya di kalangan admin ataupun dia di kalangan pensyarah juga?
Dia kalau boleh di kalangan pensyarah jugalah. Kalau admin ni maybe dekat copy editor ni lah, just to check the grammar, the formatting dan sebagainya ya. So editorial assistant ni dia lebih kepada nak membantu lah. I think kalau managing editor, I'm sure kalau admin staff yang have knowledge on editorial works, then maybe kita boleh appoint jugalah, tak semestinya pensyarah dan sebagainya. So it depends. You should assess lah siapa yang sesuai untuk jadi editorial ni.
Okay. My next question is related to, is it, this structure is a compulsory for each of the journal that we're going to evaluate, or else we do have some, maksudnya is based on, let's say if we have chief editor, managing editor is sufficient enough, or it is a compulsory to have editorial assistant and copy editor?
Okay, not necessary to have editorial assistant or copy editor, but this editorial assistant and copy editor punya task tu ada tak dimainkan oleh dekat mana-mana, oleh sesiapa. So it depends on the appointment ataupun the term of reference that you give to the managing editors ni lah.
Okay, thank you,
Yeah.
Prof. Okay,
So it is not necessary, because for advisory board, some journals they don't need advisory board because dia punya editors ni dah memang prominent researchers in that particular field, so they don't need the advisory board. So it depends. Okay, so I just put it here. So these are the basic post or governance that you should have in managing journal lah. Okay.
Prof, thank you.
Okay, any more question?
Assalamualaikum. Prof. Sorry. Okay, silakan dulu Dr. tadi.
Yeah, Assalamualaikum. Sorry. Assalamualaikum, Prof. Zuraida, and to all, and very good morning.
Morning.
Yeah. I'm Ali, Dr. Ali Jawad, the Chief Editor of Science Letter. Just I would like to double confirm with you, Prof, regarding the appointment of editorial board should be made by Chief Editor or the Dean of the faculty?
The appointment should be by it depends. Some editors, they are appointed by, because some universities they centralize all the publishing. So the publishing will issue the appointment letter. So it depends. If that journal published under faculty, then the dean should be the one who issued the appointment letter.
Okay, for the journal which is under MyCite,
Yeah.
so who should assign the editorial board?
Under MyCite, you mean that the journals already indexed in MyCite?
Yep.
It depends on the governance of the journals. So because
That means there is no specific rules.
No.
Oh,
For
okay.
appointment, no. We just want to make sure that the editors is properly appointed.
Okay.
Because there are cases where editors did not know that they have been appointed as editors.
Okay.
They just put the names. So of course, we have been talking about predatory journal for the past few weeks. This is one indicator of predatory.
Okay.
Any more questions?
Okay. Thank you so much.
Any more
All right.
questions?
Okay, Prof, sorry, I just want to confirm it with you. So meaning that looking at the structure here, so each journal tu memang dia kena ada chief editor dan juga editors yang lain ya. Kalau dia ada chief editor saja macam mana tu?
Maknanya dia kerja seorang ke?
Dia ditolong oleh orang lain, macam admin tu banyak membantulah.
No, normally you need to have editors.
Okay, ada
And this
editors.
editor kena ada, because that is memang a governance for any scholarly journal. You kena ada editors, and these editors normally dia ada dua lah, ya. Satu internal, kalau dalam faculty lah dia ada internal, dia ada juga external editors. Normally kalau kita tengok dari segi pemberian markah di peringkat ASEAN dan di peringkat Scopus, daripada internal dengan eksternal ni diambil kira untuk dapat markah yang lebih lah.
Yang eksternal dengan internal tu, internal is di apa tu, kalau ikutkan structure yang Prof bagi ni, right, we have a managing editor, editorial, assistant. So kalau yang internal dengan external editor tu, so dia sebagai managing editor ke?
No, as editor. Managing editor must be somebody yang buat kerja dekat jurnal tu lah.
Alright, okay. Okay, faham sekarang ni, Prof. Okay, thank you so much, Prof.
Okay, any more question? No more? Okay, so I guess for new editors, okay, you want to know more detail, please read this book. It will give you some overview of how you can manage your journal more systematic lah, ya. Kadang-kadang saya dapat soalan, editor ni sebenarnya nak buat kerja apa ya? Semua kita dah bagi peer reviewer dan sebagainya. So editor should be the first level to filter the manuscript before you send to peer reviewer. Because sometimes kita get comments daripada reviewer juga, dia kata tak apa-apa manuscript yang hantar dan sebagainya. Then we know that it did not go through the editorial punya filtration or assessment. Okay. Okay, let's go to journal audit. Okay, so I just nak share kat you because I nampak kadang-kadang ada juga kekeliruan ya, my journal ni apa, MyCite ni apa and so on. Okay, so in ministry ya, under Pusat Citasi dan Infometrik, we have this my journal. My journal is an open repository for articles published in Malaysian scholarly journals. Okay, so kalau dulu apa-apa saja yang kita terima kita akan index dalam my journal, but lately I think in 2018 I start to impose that even journal nak masuk ke my journal untuk di-index di my journal, dia kena ada basic criteria. Why? Because we want to ensure that it is a scholarly journal. Okay. It is difficult because if this journal did not being identified, kita tak confirmkan that it is a scholarly journal and dia masuk dalam kita punya repository, later on it will be difficult for us to discontinue dia. Yeah? So kita dah start impose basic criteria untuk journal diterima di peringkat my journal. Okay. So kita akan index and the performance of the journals are evaluated based on a set of criteria. Ini yang saya kata tadi lah, maknanya dia ada 3 kriteria dia untuk kita pastikan dia adalah scholarly journal. Okay, so satunya kita tengok sama ada dia ada melaksanakan peer review atau tidak. So kalau dia tidak ada peer review, totally kita akan reject. Okay, because all scholarly journals need to go through peer review process to ensure the credibility, reliability and trustworthiness of the content. Okay, walaupun kita tak tahu lagi sama ada it is a quality peer review ataupun tidak, but kita terima dia as long as dia ada peer review. Yang kedua, ISSN number. ISSN number walaupun kita nampak dia kecil saja, tapi dia menentukan the identity of the journal. Okay, so normally kita akan verify the ISSN number. ISSN number, how to verify? We are going to check dengan issn.org portal. Okay, it is a portal. Walaupun kita minta daripada Perpustakaan Negara nombor ISSN, okay, but we have to make sure that this number being submitted by National Library to ISSN Central. Okay, so kalau ada juga cases nombor ISSN tu tak ada bila kita check and kita dapati yang ini tercicir daripada Perpustakaan Negara. So editor need to check whether your number dah disubmit ke Central ISSN ataupun tidak, because that will be the main reference tools used by any citation database to check the validity of your journal. Okay, so you can go to issn.org. Yang ketiga, saya rasa sekarang adalah satu keperluan for journals to have their own website. Nanti saya akan terangkan lagi tentang kriteria tu ya. So daripada my journal, okay, so everything we put in this, ya, yang sah scholarly journal we are going to index, okay, and daripada sini kita akan tapis dia. After 3 years, because any scholarly journal, it is important for us to ensure sustainability of the journal. Kadang-kadang orang tanya kenapa sampai 3 tahun lamanya nak tunggu MyCite. Okay, because we have to ensure, because journal ni sepanjang perjalanan dia kemungkinan akan kecundang lah. Ya, maknanya dia fail to sustain the journal. Okay, so journal-journal yang tak sustain ni kita tak boleh terima dalam MyCite. So after 3 years, we are going to look into the journal. We are going to evaluate the journal, okay, and decide whether it should be in MyCite ataupun tidak. Sebab tu kalau kita tengok tak semua journal-journal boleh ada dalam MyCite ya. For example, we have 700 over journal dalam my journal, okay, but only 200 something, 289 dalam MyCite. So ada banyak lagi judul-judul yang tidak layak untuk diambil masuk dalam MyCite. Okay, why? Ada sebabnya. Satu, dia tak cukup lagi 3 tahun. Yang kedua, dia tak meet all the MyCite punya kriteria yang kita akan tengok hari ini. Ya. So daripada MyCite, okay, normally journal daripada MyCite, once a year we are going to select untuk kita recommend ke ASEAN. So ASEAN Citation Index, okay, is another platform, citation platform di peringkat ASEAN. So semua negara ASEAN akan menghantar kepada ACI memilih jurnal negara masing-masing dan hantar kepada ACI untuk diindeks di ASEAN Citation Index. So again, bila sampai ke ACI, another proses penilaian akan dilakukan. Walaupun kita di sini diberi penilaian ACI, dia punya rubriks, but bila sampai ke sana dia akan run lagi sekali and dia akan decide whether the journal akan masuk ataupun tidak. So far, alhamdulillah, jurnal-jurnal yang kita recommendkan dari Malaysia diterima ya. Why? Because apa yang saya nak kongsi rubriks ACI sedia ada yang diberi kepada kita, I dah expandkan dia to ensure the quality of journal yang kita hantar ni tidak di reject. Okay, so it is ACI rubrics, but it is expansion, maknanya ada tambahan kriteria yang kita rasa perlu untuk kita pastikan jurnal kita tidak di reject, So far kita hantar 15 terima, kita hantar 10 diterima, tak ada rejection lagi, So that's why di MyCite, okay, jurnal-jurnal di dekat MyCite ni will be re-evaluated from time to time. Kita akan buat penilaian semula, Maknanya if you are accepted in MyCite doesn't mean that you will be there forever. Okay, for example, last year 38 jurnal terkeluar daripada MyCite. Okay, so kita dapat banyak feedback dan rungutan kenapa dikeluarkan dan sebagainya, but during the evaluation memang kita simpan evidence, kenapa you dikeluarkan dan sebagainya. Okay, and list yang kita keluarkan tu memang di-endorse oleh panel pakar, kita ada team yang akan endorse jurnal-jurnal berkenaan, Okay, so from ASEAN ni, kalau you dah diterima di peringkat ASEAN, selalunya saya advise kalau you dah duduk dekat ASEAN, why don't you apply for ESCI? Okay, so because yang tu kena apply sendiri, maknanya you dah meet the quality, pergilah ke another level lagi, which is ESCI. Okay, so bila you duduk dalam ESCI pun, let's say you are being accepted in ESCI, so jurnal Malaysia ada satu dalam ESCI, jurnal UITM ada satu dalam ESCI, okay, tapi it is still not considered as core collection WAS lagi. Okay, why? Because impact factor dia belum lagi belum dikira lah, Maknanya you duduk dekat ESCI untuk macam dia kokun lah, nak bagi you matang, and you dah ramai orang tahu, people start to cite your journals, then only dia boleh consider dalam WAS, So currently we have about 68 Malaysian journal dalam ESCI. So kalau UITM kita boleh strategize jurnal-jurnal yang dah ada dekat ACI, kat ASEAN, maybe we can start to look to apply for ESCI sebab dia mengambil masa, Okay, so daripada ACI, okay, I tak tahu, kalau you nak apply to Scopus sendiri pun boleh, okay, kalau you rasa you dah sedia untuk apply to Scopus, you can go ahead, but currently dekat peringkat ASEAN Citation Index, dia dah ada ASEAN Local Board. Okay, kalau untuk makluman semua, ASEAN Local Board ni adalah gabungan kepakaran daripada beberapa daripada negara-negara ASEAN yang telah dipilih oleh Elsevier untuk membentuk ASEAN Local Board. So ASEAN Local Board roles dia sama macam CSAB. Okay, Content Advisory Selection Board Scopus. Okay, so peranan dia sama, kita akan menilai jurnal-jurnal ASEAN yang ada di ACI untuk kita recommendkan terus kepada Scopus. Okay, so ini adalah pilihan kepada Chief Editor, whether you want to go straight to Scopus pun boleh atau you want to go through this process. Okay, so untuk tahun 2021, Malaysia telah diberi allocation sebanyak 15 jurnal. So next 2 weeks, I'm going to do selection for jurnal-jurnal untuk kita angkat terus dalam ASEAN Local Board. So itu sedikit maklumat lah tentang proses penilaian di peringkat kementerian. So this is the journal evaluation process. Okay, so this is the whole process lah. Kalau ikutkan prosesnya, kalau jurnal tu masih lagi baru, it takes about 6 years lah untuk you matang. So kena bersabar, kena consistently manage the journal properly, meet all the criteria, quality criteria, make sure the content also quality, then insyaAllah you will reach to international or regional level. Okay, so journal evaluation process, yang ini yang kita nak perhatikan tarikhnya ya, because if we miss the date, okay, means that you kena tunggu tahun depan. Okay, so I think Dr. Yong punya planning atau timeline tu cantik sangat. Kita buat kita punya auditing bulan 3 ni so that we are ready for May or July assessment for MyCite. Yeah, so May, July will be the assessment, means that whatever articles that should be published in 2020, it is already there. Okay, kadang-kadang bila kita check, ada lagi yang tak diterbitkan dan sebagainya, so you have to make sure this. Okay, and then August and October, panel-panel akan bersidang. Okay, so kita akan bersidang dan kita akan menentukan sama ada jurnal tu layak atau tidak masuk ke MyCite, and at the same time kita akan buat juga penilaian untuk ACI. Okay, so kalau saya kata persediaan tadi Mei, Julai ni untuk assessment, not only kita pastikan jurnal telah lengkap diterbitkan, but we have to make sure that the website dan sebagainya dia tak ada date links dan sebagainya ya. So we have to make sure that. So editors between April to May tu you kena selalu tengok your website. Tengok ada tak apa problem dan sebagainya. Ya, because kita tak nak kita tergelincir daripada tarikh ni, then we have to wait for next cycle pula ya. Ada soalan? Any question? Saya dah nak masuk ke rubrik ni. Any question?
Assalamualaikum Prof, nak tanya bahagian Prof mention 2 slide sebelum ni yang untuk daripada ACI pergi ke Scopus ataupun pergi ke ESI. Yang untuk ke Scopus tu yang Prof kata ada 15 spot yang daripada KPM, daripada kementerian tu untuk dibawa ke ke Scopus. Adakah yang itu dah buat pemilihan ataupun akan dibuat pemilihan?
Akan, lagi 2 minggu kita akan bersidang untuk memilih 15 jurnal tu.
Okey. Lepas tu yang untuk ESI ni, itu tu atas kita punya sendirilah, maksudnya chief editor punya pergerakan sendirilah untuk minta dengan WOS.
Yes.
Okey. Terima
So
kasih Prof.
saya tengok juga another strategy, because era masih ada dalam lagi. Okay, era masih ada lagi dalam so why not jurnal-jurnal yang telah di-index di MyCite pun you apply for era. So at least you are helping UITM untuk MyRA score lah. Ya,
Maksudnya MyRA masih consider era lagi ke? Bukan saya dengar.
Itulah katanya nak keluar, tapi dia ada 2 school of thought yang saya rasa yang menyebabkan era still ada kat situ.
I see. I see.
So it makes no harm. Era, I think tak ada masalah pun kan. It just you hantar, cuba kita nampak dia ada penilaian lah ya. So I think very basic punya penilaian dan dia akan accept. So at least you get you can use era logo dalam your journal lah.
Understood, Prof.
Okay, any more question? Any more question? No? Okay. So these are the
sorry nak tanya, yang untuk this round punya assessment yang Mei Julai tu, dia akan tengok publication yang tahun lepas
Kita tengok 3 tahun ke belakang.
Oh, okay. So maksud dia 2020, 2019 dengan 18 lah.
Ya, kena lengkap lah yang tu.
Okay.
Okay. Any more question? No more? Okay. So these are the criteria yang kita tengok. Saya akan tunjukkan kriteria ni and then kita go to rubrics ya. Timeliness, okay. So I'm sure that you are aware about all these criteria. Ya, timeliness maknanya you kena statekan, jurnal kena state the frequency and month you nak terbitkan, okay. Subject is the subject, focus and scope. editorial, list of editorial board, okay, with its affiliation. Saya tengok ada banyak lagi jurnal-jurnal yang tak lengkap ya, dia ada nama saja tapi tak ada affiliation. Manuscript submission guidelines, okay, so yang ini pun chief editor kena review selalu, sit with your editors to look whether lengkap atau tidak. International Editorial Convention, so yang ni biasanya adalah, saya tak nampak masalah besar ya, cuma sekarang ni dia ada tambahan acknowledgement. Okay, maknanya before references tu dia ada acknowledgement. Whether the articles being developed with or without research grant, it doesn't matter. Tapi kena ada acknowledgement tu. Okay, kalau tak ada dia di banner not with research grant, so maybe you want to acknowledge your faculty ke ataupun your universities for coming up with the article lah. Peer review quality, okay, so yang ini kena dinyatakan dalam you punya website, sebab tu saya kata website tu is a compulsory item lah untuk jurnal. Okay, language, okay, so yang ini especially for Malay language journal. Okay, so you have to make sure the title, abstract and keywords ada dalam bahasa Inggeris ya. So this is mandatory. Tapi kalau English language journal, ini sebab kita ada pakar jawatankuasa kita daripada ni bahasa ya. Dia kata at least adalah title, abstract and keyword in Malay. Tapi this is not mandatory ya. So kalau ada bagus, kalau tak ada pun tak ada masalah lah ya. References, okay, so yang ni pun penting, kita kena tengok references kita, you are using specific atau consistent standard. Kalau APA, gunalah APA, kalau MLA, gunalah MLA ya. Authorships, okay, diversity authors in the issue. So this is very important. Ni yang saya kata tadi, peranan editors, chief editors to create networks and request manuscript from prominent researcher in their fields ya. Editorial board, okay, so international diversity, editorial board or advisory, online journal management system. Okay, so this is also compulsory ya. Journal use an online journal management system or any online journal management system. Okay, so saya nampak Dr. Yong dah usahakan untuk some journal UITM yang kita nampak potential dia tinggi. Dr. Yong dah subscribe to Scholar One ya. So I think it is a good move. Okay, for those yang masih belum dapat gunakan Scholar One, okay, maybe you can look into journal management system lah yang sedia ada ni ya. So dekat pusat sedia platform pun tak ada masalah ya. Okay, so let's go to evaluation rubrics. Ada soalan? Okay.
Prof, nak tanya soalan sedikit.
Ada soalan, let's go to
Prof,
okay, silakan.
berkaitan dengan timeliness kan. Okay, setiap publication dia ada bulan publication, month kan. Biasanya contoh kata Februari. Adakah perlu dilihat juga tarikh publication bagi setiap isu ataupun volume tersebut? Adakah itu salah satu kriteria yang perlu dilihat?
Betul.
Betul.
Itu adalah salah satu kriteria yang perlu dilihat, because sebaik mungkin jurnal kena publish pada bulan yang dinyatakan.
Pada bulan tersebut lah, let's say kata February, before February ataupun within February tu.
Dia dalam tu lah plus minus.
Plus minus lah boleh. Okay. Terima kasih Prof.
Minus ya. Jangan like February and then you tengok bulan 7 baru keluar. Then there is something wrong lah.
Prof,
Okay.
Assalamualaikum.
Sebab tu
maaf Prof, sebab last year ada inform yang kita tak boleh nak publish December kan. So untuk macam jurnal saya starting this year, we revise the publication. not advisable
Bukan
lah
tak
sebab
boleh ya.
not
Not advisable
yeah.
untuk publish in
So
December.
starting this year, I think
Yeah.
most of the journal dah revise their publication month. So macam mana tu Prof? Because nanti takut nanti auditor tengok tiba-tiba tahun ni tukar publication month. Adakah dia akan affect untuk audit?
Okay. So you kena declare that in your website.
Okay. So maksudnya introduction
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
website tu kita ada mention lah starting this year the publication month is
Yes.
okay, terima kasih.
Yeah. Okay. Ada lagi? Ada lagi soalan? Ada lagi soalan? Tak ada ya. So let's go to evaluation rubrics. Okay. So yang ini kita ada dua ya. So MyCite and also ACI. Okay, so kalau tengok dia punya rubrics ni sama macam kita periksa kertas lah ya. So satu kriteria kelayakan. Bila kita nak nilai dia kepada MyCite yang di bawah ni, dia ada kriteria kelayakan yang kita lihat. Okay, so bayangkan that journal sekarang ni dalam My Journal. Okay, so satu jangka masa, ya, lifetime. Jurnal telah diterbitkan dan lengkap diindeks dalam My Journal bagi penerbitan 3 tahun terkini dan berturut-turut. Okay, macam tadilah kita kata, kalau kata tahun ni kita nak buat evaluation, kita akan tengok 2020, 2019 and also 2018. Dia kena lengkap 3 tahun berturut-turut. Okay, dan kita akan juga membuat semakan ISSN. Okay, so sama ada ISSN atau EISSN yang didaftarkan di Malaysia, ya, because scope kita adalah Malaysian Journal dan hak cipta semasa jurnal hendaklah dimiliki penerbit Malaysia. Okay, so that is kita punya scope lah, scope of the database. Ya, memang kita fokus kepada Malaysian Journal. Walaupun kita dapat request untuk mengindeks jurnal-jurnal daripada Indonesia, daripada Brunei dan sebagainya, kita tak terima ya, because kita punya scope memang untuk jurnal Malaysia ya. So kadang-kadang kita tengok juga ada jurnal titlenya Malaysian Journal of bla 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 bla. Okay, dan bila kita semak jurnal tu, it is not belong to ISSN Malaysia tapi ISSN Hong Kong. So yang tu kita automatically kita reject lah ya, because kita tak jelas, dia tak falls into our scope. Quality control, jurnal menjalankan proses pewasitan artikel sebelum diterbitkan. So kalau dia memang ada peer review, okay, kita akan ambil laman web. So jurnal menyediakan laman web dalam bahasa Inggeris ya. Bukan kita nak memartabatkan bahasa Inggeris tapi it is a language. Pasal kita nak pergi ke global, so we need to use English language lah for our website ya. So 4 ni kena ada pada jurnal sebelum kita pergi kepada 10 kriteria di bawah ya. So ada 10 kriterianya. Tadi frekuensi dan ketepatan masa penerbitan. Ni yang tadi soalan tadi ya. So weightage dia semua sama because bagi kita 10 kriteria ni adalah penting kena ada pada jurnal. Okay. So dari segi frekuensi dan bulan, kalau jurnal tidak menyatakan frekuensi dan bulan, automatically 0 marks lah, kosong ya. So jurnal hanya menyatakan frekuensi tapi tiada bulan penerbitan dan tidak menerbitkan mengikut frekuensi bulan yang dinyatakan. So you are going to get only 5 marks inilah ya. Jurnal markah penuh, jurnal menyatakan frekuensi dan bulan penerbitan dan menerbitkan mengikut frekuensi dan bulan yang dinyatakan. Then only you will get 10 marks. Okay. Ada soalan? Kriteria pertama? So yang ini auditor semua kena tengok lah ya. Dari segi frekuensi dan ketepatan masa penerbitan. Okay. Kalau tak ada soalan, kriteria yang kedua adalah bidang, skop, subjek ataupun skop ya. So ada jurnal yang tidak menyatakan bidang atau subjek atau skop. Okay. So jurnal menyatakan bidang, subjek, skop tapi kandungan tidak menepati bidang, subjek atau skop berkenaan. Okay, you mention that it is for certain subject area but you publish something else. Okay, so you will get full marks kalau dia mengikut skop dan kandungan yang dinyatakan. Editorial, jurnal menyenaraikan sidang editor dan afiliasi. Yang macam ni, jurnal tidak menyenaraikan sidang editor dan afiliasi. Jurnal menyenaraikan sidang editor, ada sidang editor without affiliation. Yang ini ada both lah ya. Dia akan dapat markah penuh sekiranya disertakan juga dengan alamat email. Why? Because normally bila penilaian di peringkat ASEAN, di peringkat Scopus, they are going to look into the email address ya. They want to double check dengan email address ni secara random lah ya, bukan tiap-tiap seorang tapi randomly ya. Conventional editorial antarabangsa, okay, so any journal must have all this lah. Okay, so ada juga jurnal yang tidak menyediakan maklumat bibliografi yang lengkap. Okay, maknanya kalau tak ada salah satu daripada yang ini, bermakna markahnya adalah kosong ya, because yang ni kita tak boleh compromise. Okay, sebab tu kalau you tengok kat sini dia tak ada yang markah in between, tak ada. Sama ada you ada, you dapat markah penuh, you tak ada salah satu, terus kosong. Ya. Seterusnya garis panduan penyerahan manuskrip. Okay. So jurnal tidak menyatakan garis panduan mengenai proses penyerahan manuskrip. Jurnal menyatakan garis panduan mengenai proses penyerahan manuskrip tetapi tidak lengkap. Apa yang dimaksudkan tidak lengkap ni? Because dia ada question. Authors boleh bertanya-tanya apa lagi ya. Maknanya dia tidak lengkap. Okay, yang penuhnya adalah ada garis panduan tetapi adalah lengkap. Lengkap tu sampai kepada format yang perlu disediakan oleh author ya. Maknanya dia ada format dia ada template dia dan sebagainya untuk diikuti oleh author. So itu adalah yang lengkap. Etika penerbitan, okay. So etika penerbitan ni sangat luas. Okay, kalau you tengok the Code of Conduct and Best Practices Guideline for Journal Editor, okay, you boleh visit this website ya kalau you nak tengok yang lengkap, tapi dia sangat extensive. Okay, normally saya khawatir kalau ada juga jurnal yang dia kata ethical statement, dia bagi code punya link. Dia bagi link dia. Okay, so this is very dangerous. Why? Because kalau you jurnal baru, I don't think you can cope with the guidelines yang ada dalam code. Ya. So sebab tu ada juga universiti, contohnya Unimas, UUM and a few ya, yang dia sediakan basic ethical statement for any journals published in that university. You can have more, kalau you nak tambah, you rasa perlu, you nak tambah daripada code boleh, tapi at least the basic element dalam ethical statement tu dah ada kat situ, ya. So jurnal tidak menyatakan kenyataan etika penerbitan, definitely you will get 0. Menyediakan kenyataan penerbitan tetapi tidak lengkap. So this one bila dia kata tidak lengkap, dekat sini dia selalunya very subjective. Normally penilai, okay, penilai jurnal dia akan berbalik kepada this practice ni ya. So dia kena ada authors punya role, editors roles, sampailah kepada what you are going to do sekiranya jurnal didapati melanggar etika penerbitan dan sebagainya. Okay, so ada jurnal juga yang dikeluarkan daripada Scopus just because yang tidak diterima di Scopus because dia punya ethical statement tidak menyatakan what they are going to do if there are some malpractice found in the article. You nak buat apa dengan tu? So yang tu kena dinyatakan ya dalam etika penerbitan ya. So kita kena baca etika penerbitan dia lengkap ke atau tidak. Jangan tengok ada dengan tak ada saja, tapi we have to evaluate the ethical statement untuk kita memberi markah penuh. Okay. Jenis pewasitan. So this is very important. Yang pentingnya dia kena cakap dia ada buat peer review ke tidak. Okay, tapi ada juga jurnal yang tidak menyatakan jenis pewasitan dia apa. Dia kata peer review saja. Okay, but we want to know peer review-nya adalah single blind or double blind. Selalunya single blind kita bagi markah lah, tapi still in terms of kualitinya kurang single blind ni compared to double blind and triple blind. Okay, so dia kena menyatakan jenis pewasitan, kualiti pewasitan. So macam mana kita nak tengok kualitinya? Satu, kalau jurnal tidak menyatakan tempoh proses pewasitan dijalankan, definitely will be 0. This one jurnal menyatakan tempoh proses pewasitan dijalankan. Okay, so that's why yang kita advise untuk jurnal-jurnal untuk menggunakan OJS so that all these things, the transaction of the journal can be recorded. Kita boleh dapat tarikh-tarikh tu. Okay, bahasa yang ini saya dah terangkan tadi. Okay, you can have jurnal dalam apa juga bahasa, tapi untuk dapat markah penuh, you kena ada tajuk, abstrak, kata kunci dalam bahasa Inggeris bagi jurnal dalam bahasa Melayu dan yang lain-lain bahasa. Okay, references. Okay, so yang ini kita kena konsisten lah. Okay, senarai rujukan tidak disediakan dalam huruf Roman atau skrip bukan Roman yang diterjemahkan. Okay, so yang ini kita ada dapat satu jurnal daripada Universiti Malaya yang memang ditulis dalam Tamil punya skrip Tamil punya skrip dan kita minta untuk dia tukar. So slowly this journal saya nampak dia ada potential untuk diangkat ke peringkat ACI because dia dah slowly change it to this one maknanya dalam untuk dapat markah penuh lah so itu 10 basic kriteria yang kita gunakan untuk menilai jurnal daripada MyJournal kepada MyCite. So saya tak berapa sure untuk jurnal-jurnal yang tuan-tuan akan terlibat pengauditan ni, adakah jurnal-jurnal yang daripada MyJournal untuk pergi ke MyCite ataupun dua-dua sekali. Maknanya UITM journal yang ada di MyCite pun turut akan dinilai. Maybe Dr. Yong boleh clarify that things sama ada dua-dua tu ataupun jurnal daripada MyJournal untuk ke MyCite. Ada 16 lagi jurnal UITM yang masih belum pergi kepada MyCite. Tapi saya memang ada perancangan untuk kita re-evaluate jurnal yang ada dalam MyCite untuk tahun ini So kalau kita boleh tengok dua-dua, it will be much better lah. Maknanya tidak akan ada lagi jurnal UITM yang terkeluar pada tahun ini daripada MyCite. Okey, ada soalan?
Assalamualaikum Prof, nak tanya berkaitan dengan tempoh kualiti pewasitan. Dikatakan tempoh proses pewasitan dijalankan, itu bermaksud yang dalam setiap paper yang kita publish tu dia nyatakan receive date, accepted date and publish, yang tu ke?
Yes, yang itu.
Okay, terima kasih.
Okay. Any more question?
Yes, Prof. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Prof, I have a technical request. It will be appreciated if there is rubrics written in English beside the BM version.
Okay, sure. Okay, because
many thanks.
We can convert this one, okay, because this is rubrics used by ministry, so it is in Malay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
No problem. I will translate it later. Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. Any more question?
Prof, saya ada soalan. Tadi Prof ada mention kalau buat double blind review tu lagi bagus kan?
Ya, betul.
So katalah macam jurnal kita sekarang buat single blind je. Kalau kita nak tukar pergi ke double blind, do we have to follow certain procedure ke atau kita boleh just announce je?
You just declare dalam ni lah. So daripada situ pun kita nampak the quality process that you are trying to achieve. Maknanya from single blind now you are moving kepada double blind.
Okay. Okay, thank you Prof.
Okay. Any more question? Any more question?
Prof, selamat pagi.
Ya, selamat pagi.
Yang double blind tu biasanya kita macam dekat ada certain journal dia biasa kalau double blind dia 2 reviewer. Tapi ada yang kita macam takut reviewer lambat kan, ataupun dia mungkin dia terlampau pandang. Instead of 2 reviewer, kita appoint 3 reviewer. Adakah itu akan efek tak? Maksudnya tak ada.
Dia actually the more reviewer you have, the better lah the quality. Maknanya ada banyak opinion lah ya. Because quality of peer reviewer ni, dia bila double blind means that the reviewer tak tahu siapa, and author pun tak tahu siapa yang review dia punya paper. Okay, tapi kalau single blind ni dia normally ada jurnal yang minta authors to recommend nama reviewer. So walaupun dia kata dia double blind, but this one is normally single, kita consider as single ni lah ya. Single blind punya review.
Okay, thank you.
Dia sekarang ni kalau kita tengok the trend of scholarly journal, dia panggil open peer review tau. Yang itu lagi ramai yang akan review the paper. So I think Malaysia belum lagi, tapi I nampak the trend of peer review ni dia dah go towards open peer review. Any more questions?
Detail of reviewer actually kita tak kisah sangat kan Prof?
Macam mana?
Detail reviewer, whether they are local or they are international reviewer, are there any concern related to reviewer untuk contohnya MyCite, MyJournal or even Scopus or WS?
Yang tu tak ada. But normally ada jurnal yang dia akan listkan reviewer dia, okay, because they want to show that the diversity of the reviewer. Okay, diversity satu, and also the expertise of the reviewer.
So minimum number 1 or 2, at least 1 or at least 2, itu ada requirement juga ke?
Tak ada, yang tu tak ada.
Tak ada.
Dia kata single blind ataupun double blind. Yang tu ada check dengan Scopus, dengan WAS pun dia kata itulah sama ada single ataupun double.
Okay, alright, terima kasih.
Okay. Any more question? No question? So we move to yes.
Saya ada soalan.
Okay. Silakan.
Baik, saya Hafiz daripada UiTM JTACA. Ni berkenaan dengan bibliografi.
References ya?
Jurnal menyediakan maklumat bibliografi yang lengkap kan. So ini memang dalam paper lah ya?
Dalam paper.
Dalam paper. Okey. Untuk markah yang full ni maknanya kalau dia ada tajuk, ada abstrak, kata kunci, rujukan, referensi, so kita boleh bagi dia full marks.
Yes.
Okey. So
salah satu memang zero.
Okey. Kalau tak ada salah satu, kosong terus?
Kosong terus.
Oh, maknanya this is the minimum requirement for a basic paper lah kan?
Yes.
Yes, great.
It's not minimum requirement, tapi itulah yang kena ada.
Betul. Thank you very much. Baik.
Okay. Any more question?
Prof nak tanya satu soalan. Sekiranya jurnal tu dia menerima manuskrip ataupun artikel daripada conference, jika dia buat collaboration dengan conference dan diterima paper daripada pihak conference lah, adakah proses reviewing tu dia perlu lakukan sebab conference pun dah buat proses review tu, macam mana Prof?
Tapi proses review untuk conference dia different daripada yang jurnal punya tau. Okay. Normally kena go through peer review process lagi sekali.
Okay, faham. Terima kasih Prof.
Okay. Dekat situ yang kadang-kadang dekat acknowledgement you have to state ya. Paper kena state lah. Acknowledgement that this paper has been presented sekian. Kena declare yang tu ya. Okay, any more question?
Assalamualaikum Prof.
Salam.
Okey, saya nak bertanya begini Prof. Kita macam jurnal yang saya sedang uruskan, kita memang 1 tahun kita ada dua kali publication. Okey, sekiranya
Bulan
kita bulan Jun dan bulan Disember. Okey, persoalan dia adalah apabila kita mengeluarkan special issue. Contohnya special issue, tetapi untuk regular punya publication kita masih teruskanlah. Okey. So adakah publication issue ni memberi kesan untuk mendapat indeks macam ASI dan sebagainya ataupun MyCite Prof?
Okay, so special issues ya, dia if you feel that you want to have special issues, dia tidak boleh melebihi bilangan normal issue. Kalau setahun you ada sekali saja, I think Scopus boleh terima tu. Sebab apa ya, special issues ni pun kalau dia tidak dikira ya dalam citation dan sebagainya. Dia just ambil yang normal issue.
Oh baik Prof. Maksudnya kalau special issue ni, let's say kalau kata yang regular issue tu, one publication biasanya kita publish 10 artikel. Meaning that kalau kata yang special issue hanya dibenarkan 10 artikel saja maksimum lah Prof. Betul?
Lebih kurang macam itulah, tapi dia tak adalah pula dia specify berapa artikel kena ada dalam special issue tu. Tak, dalam mana-mana kriteria ataupun rubrik saya tak jumpa lah ya. Yang dia ni, cuma dia kata special issues cannot be more than normal issues.
Okey, baik. Faham Prof. Terima kasih Prof.
Dikeluarkan 2 kali setahun, you tak boleh ada 2 kali atau 3 kali punya special issues. It happens to one journal dekat UTM yang dikeluarkan daripada Scopus because dia ada lebih special issue daripada normal issue.
Oh, okey Prof. Okey begini, kalau macam tu maksudnya lah sekarang ni macam jurnal yang saya uruskan setelah mendapat MyCite agak ramai yang ingin berkolaborasi. Jadinya apa yang kami uruskan adalah regular issue pada bulan Jun dan Disember. Maka untuk special issue kami fikirkan akan diterbitkan pada bulan Mac dan Ogos. Okey, jika ada permintaan lah. Walau bagaimanapun kami tentukanlah syarat-syarat untuk special issue itu yang mana dia nampak ia sangat special. Contohnya menunjukkan kolaborasi antara universiti ataupun antara universiti dengan industri supaya dia menunjukkan dia punya special issue tersebut. Maka satu special issue kami nyatakan adalah 10 publication sahaja. Okey, dan maksudnya kalau kata bulan 3 special issue ada 10 artikel dan bulan 8 pun kita mendapat juga permintaan maka ada 10 artikel special issue. Maksudnya untuk special issue bagi tahun tersebut ada 20 artikel lah. Iaitu dia punya bilangan sama dengan regular issue 20 artikel. Adakah itu akan mengganggu apa-apa Prof? Tidak
Tak adalah, dia tak adalah mengganggu, tapi saya kalau boleh saya cadangkan di sini untuk Disember tu you jadikan special issues. Because Disember tu you punya window nak catch citation sekiranya you dah pergi ke peringkat antarabangsa is too short. Pendek sangat untuk you dapat impact factor dia.
Oh, okey Prof. Baik. Terima kasih banyak Prof. Faham.
Sebab tu kita advise jurnal-jurnal yang duduk pada Disember untuk move to at least September lah, so that you ada tempoh yang cukup lah to catch citation untuk dikira dalam impact factor.
Baik Prof, terima kasih.
Okay. Any more question?
Assalamualaikum Prof. I have one question, saya Lenora. Saya nak tanya, if let's say our website is not using the OJS system, meaning to say it's on its own, so is it going to be a negative point for indexing because at the moment we are still using email method? Thank you.
You are not planning to move to any OJS? It will be much easier for you to manage if you use OJS rather than email because all the dates and apa kan kita boleh ni. And lagi satu dia punya purpose of using OJS ni is that sebab kita tengah develop new system untuk My Journal MyCite ni. So dia ada kita boleh after this we are going to request for API so that we can pull your data lebih mudah.
I see. So easy to migrate lah macam tu.
Because ACI pun memang dia wajibkan untuk you guna OJS.
Okay,
apa
okay,
yang
noted.
Scopus and loss tu ya. Okay,
Noted.
kita kita minta untuk jurnal guna OJS lah.
Baiklah, alright. Noted, thank you Prof.
Okay, any more?
Assalamualaikum. Oh, sorry.
Waalaikumsalam.
Sorry, saya nak tanya soalan. Dalam satu isu, normal isu yang kita publish tu, ada ke suggested number of article yang maximum atau minimum number?
Okay, so actually untuk MyCite dulu kita tak kisah sangat, tapi because ACI dan Scopus dia dah meletakkan yang tu, kita pun terpaksa consider jugalah. Kalau you have less than 5, kita mungkin tak terima you untuk MyCite pun. Because dalam ACI pun dia kata 10 and above per issue.
Minimum 10, maximum Pak?
Maximum maybe 20 kot. Because nanti dalam ACI punya rubrics I'm going to share with you, because that is something yang dah diletakkan dalam rubrics ACI quite sometimes lah. So sebab tu ada banyak jurnal dalam MyCite yang kita tak boleh bawa ke ACI because number of papers kurang.
Assalamualaikum Prof.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okey, saya Rozaidi dari Pahang. So saya ada tiga soalan kat sini basically. So yang pertama yang based on apa yang Prof cakap tadi. Sebab kita kata tadi kita kalau bulan 12 tu elok kita tukar ke awal.
Ya, memang elok. Memang kena saya memang minta ditukar.
Jadi bolehkah kita macam biasa saya Pahang dia bulan 6 dan bulan 12. Jadi kalau kita ubah maksudnya kita ubah je dalam jurnal. Perlu ke ada kebenaran ataupun kena
dia tak ada kebenarannya, tapi you kena declare dalam website.
Oh, okey, maksudnya kita ubah dan kita declare dalam website perubahan tu dan dia kira valid.
Aha.
Okey.
Ya? So kalau you tak nyatakan kat situ, kita masih lagi tengok 6 dengan 12.
Okey. Alright. Okey, jadi maksudnya saya just declare dalam jurnal punya website tu dan boleh ubah dia punya. Maksudnya starting immediately lah. Maksudnya sebab kalau bulan 12 tu mungkin kita kena tarik awal sikit kan.
Itulah kita advise untuk ni lah, jangan publish lah bulan 12. Rugi.
Lagi satu dari segi site pula. Tadi nasihat Prof tadi kita maintain site yang kita sedang maintain. Tapi saya tengok ramai juga yang dah mula pergi duduk di bawah my JMS kata salah saya. Kan dia satu site.
Itu lah OJS tu.
Yang OJS tu.
Itu Journal Management System. Yang tu memang OJS lah tu. Yang disediakan oleh pusat sistem.
Advisable ke kita semua pindahkan site kita untuk duduk di situ?
Boleh, tapi itulah sebab kita dalam proses untuk upgrade sistem dekat JPT tu, because I dapat komen that OJS my JMS kita tu selalu ada masalah.
Okay.
Because it is run on 10 years old punya platform.
Okay.
Kita dah dapat pembajet untuk kita upgrade. So proses tu kita tengah tunggu kelulusan mampu je. Saya tunggu daripada Januari tak keluar-keluar lagi. So saya dimaklumkan April baru dia nak bersidang semula.
Okay.
So bajet semua dah approve, so kita akan ni. So meanwhile
so eventually lah, maksudnya eventually kita akan move to the same platform lah.
Ada juga universiti yang they have their own JMS.
Okay.
JS dia ada. So maybe tak tahu, kita boleh bincang dengan Dr. Yong nanti untuk kita tengok boleh tak UiTM to have their own OJS.
OJS, okay. So maksudnya itu future punya ni. Okay, last punya actually bukan question, saya mungkin sedikit cadangan lah. Sebab dia saya tengok kebanyakan kita termasuk saya, bila kita maintain sistem tu, kita ada benda-benda teknikal yang mungkin kadang-kadang kita tak berapa familiar. Macam API, Google Scholar punya nak ni kan. Jadi boleh tak saya mungkin kalau dikeluarkan satu guideline ataupun dibuat satu short bengkel ke untuk kita faham macam mana nak buat tu untuk journal yang kita maintain tu?
Boleh. Kita akan ada, because saya duduk dalam jawatankuasa pengukuhan jurnal UiTM. So kita memang because March ni I think Dr. Yong nak selesaikan untuk Jurnal Audit dan juga kita ada Majlis Anugerah Jurnal Terbaik UiTM, something like that. Okay, so start April kita akan start to plan to have a few workshops untuk editors. So we are going to have Editors Day workshop dan saya dah berhubung dengan pihak Elsevier dan juga Clarivat ya untuk kita dapatkan spesifik fokus untuk Jurnal UiTM.
Okey, kalau saya boleh tambah last sekali. Tak apa, okey. Terima kasih banyak Prof.
Okey.
Okey, Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Kalau ada soalan yang lebih detail nak ni boleh je email kat saya ya. Okay, any more
Prof.
Any more before we move to ACI? Tak ada. Okay, let's move to ACI. Ada? Ada soalan?
Tak ada Prof.
Tak ada ya.
Okay, faham so far.
Okay, we move to ACI. Okay, so kalau you tengok ACI, okay. So kalau tadi MyCite, kita akan total upkan markahnya. Yang ini panel akan bersidang dan menentukan berapa markah yang minimum patut dapat. Selalunya range dia between 80 to 85. Ya. So kalau you tengok ACI, okay, ACI ni sebenarnya kalau ikutkan markah penuhnya 22. Okay, 22 is on kriteria yang dah ditetapkan oleh ACI. Tapi macam saya maklumkan tadi, saya tambah a few kriteria lagi. Ya, untuk 18 markah lagi ya untuk kita ni lah ya, untuk kita angkat. Jadi kalau you tengok total marks kat sini 40 ya. Tapi kalau ACI punya original rubrics is only 22. Maknanya you kena dapat markah 19 and above baru you akan diterima di peringkat ACI. Okay. So tapi kita buat screening kita yang pertama to make sure that there is no rejection from ACI. So kita punya 40. Okay. So let's see apa yang 40 ni. Okay. First, the journal must be indexed in MyCite for 3 consecutive years. Okay, you have to be in MyCite for 3 consecutive years. Okay, so level of indication of peer review. Okay, so this is ACI punya ya. So weightage 2, kalau no peer review 0, peer review but no policy description 1, peer review and policy description 2. What does it mean by policy descriptions? Okay, means that you are going to tell whether it is double blind, single blind, and how is the process of peer review will be conducted. Okay, so that is the policy description. Okay, so it is not enough for ACI if you just mention that this journal practice or adopt double blind. Okay, so you are going to get only 1. Okay, so you need to have the policy of peer review. Okay, that is level and indication of peer review. Timeliness, okay, sama tadi macam MyCite. If you delay more than 1 issue, you are going to get 0. Okay, 1 issue delay, not more than 6 months, 1, on time will be full marks. Okay. And then ACI also looking at sustainability of the journal. Okay, has at least 3 past year volume. Okay, less than 3 years, you are going to get 0. Okay, 3 years, 1, more than 3 years, then you get full marks. Number of article per year. Yang ni yang tadi we mentioned about number of articles per year. They have specified excluded special issue. So they will not be counting special issue. Okay, less than 10 articles, 0 marks. 10 to 20 articles, 1 mark. More than 20 articles, 2 marks. Okay, citedness of journals. Okay, if you are just being cited dekat Google Scholars, they will not consider any marks. Tapi they will consider marks 1 if you are in MyCite and Scopus. Okay, although the journals has not been indexed in Scopus, but you can check Scopus database and see whether people cite or not the journal. Okay, so that is meant by citedness of journal. Same goes to WAS and Scopus, means that kalau you get citation daripada Scopus and WAS, then you are going to get full marks. Normally Malaysian journal dia sampai kat sini saja for this one, citedness of journal. Okay, conformity with the journal stated aims and scope, so this one is just yes or no. Kalau no, 0 mark, yes, 1 marks. Frequency of publication with specific months, so this is also related to timeliness of publication. Okay, so another one, statement of indicates peer review process. Okay, whether you have it or not. And also acknowledgement. So acknowledgement is a compulsory item for you to have in the article. So for those journals that don't have acknowledgement element, so you need to start to impose it. Means that before the references, you need to have acknowledgement. Okay. Then we move to provenance of editors. Okay. So they are looking at diversity of editors. Okay. So if you just have editors from within country, okay, then you will not get any marks. Editor from other countries, at least 2 continents, 1 mark. More than 3 continents, 2 marks. Okay. Composition of the editors. Okay. Editors from within country, less than 50% from international, and you will get full marks more than 50% from international. Okay. Affiliation and contact details, if it is not available, 0 marks. Available, 1 mark. Full marks. Yeah. Diversity in origins of authors. Okay. Less than 30% from international, more than 30% from international. Okay, so this one kalau kita tengok dalam Scopus dia tak specify macam ni tapi dalam ACI, in ACI they put this percentage. But the issues is at panel punya level, it's quite difficult for us to look into this because again it is deficiency in existing system because kita tak boleh nak capture the author origin of the authors. So insyaAllah with the new system we are going to include that so that it will be much easier to do evaluation. Conformity with ISBD, this is bibliographic descriptions. Author's information complete with affiliation. Okay, so means that it is mandatory, it is compulsory. Author's information must comes with affiliation. Corresponding authors. So this is very important. Okay, it is compulsory for corresponding author to provide, for journal to provide affiliation as well as email. And this is the editorial convention, means that you need to have title, abstract, keywords in English language, references in standard and uniform format. So if your journal states that you are going to use APA, make sure all articles are using APA or MLA and so on. Okay. Website. Okay. So if you look at these websites, normally we just say a complete website. Okay. So what is complete website? What are the components that you should have in your website? 1, complete publisher's information. So this is very important. Okay, you have to give a complete publisher's information, including your address, your editorial boards, and so on. Okay, aim and scope of the journal, list of articles in each issue. Okay, doesn't mean that you have to provide the full text, but you have the list of articles, at least the bibliography information. Information for authors, editors, inclusive of APC. If you have APC, article processing charge, it must be reflected in your website. Availability of the archive to past issues. Okay, that's why we advise to use OJS. Why? Because they capture the archive. Ethical statement. Okay, so this is also compulsory in your website. Availability of DOI. Okay, so why they put this DOI? Because it will boost your visibility more, yeah, compared to those without DOI. What is DOI? DOI is Digital Object Identifier. Okay. Copyright and licensing. So this is also important. Who holds the copyrights and etc. Submission guidelines for authors. Okay, you need to have it, and you have to make sure that website is in English. Okay. The next item, number 9, using online journal management system. Okay, so no online submission system, using online submission system but no archive. Okay, so this one using online and active online submission system means that you have archive with you. Okay, quality of the abstract. Okay, we have to look at the abstract. Okay, not acceptable language. For example, Malay language journals, they don't have English language. Okay, acceptable language, and you are going to get full marks if your abstract covers objective, methodology, result, and conclusion. Okay. So readability of articles, we will look at the language, okay, whether it is clear or not, moderate or clear. Means that thorough edited in terms of clarity. Format of articles, okay, unstructured format and incomplete, acceptable format but not proper layout of tables and figures, okay, because there are cases where kita tengok table tu bersambung-sambung, so this is not a good format of articles, okay. Structured format with proper layout of tables and figures, okay. So I guess itulah these are all rubrics for ACI. Okay, so almost similar with MyCite, tapi this one is more detailed lah, looking at the content also. Okay. So any question?
Assalamu alaikum,
So
Prof.
Yes.
Prof, you can hear my voice?
Yes, very clear.
Okay. Prof, I would like to ask about the citation.
The citation, citedness?
Yeah, citedness of the journal.
Yeah.
Okay, I would like to tell you this example, and at the end, I would like to listen to your input. Okay, so in 2020, in my research group, we published more than 20 articles in Q1 and Q2 journal. Okay, in each submission, I try to cite from science letter, which is I am chief editor, to promote the journal. Okay, so at the end, so basically 20 articles published times 2 to 3, we got around 40 citation in Web of Science in Q1 journal. Okay. But for me, at the end, I only able to detect the citation in Google Scholar.
You mean your article?
The citation of science letter only appears in Google Scholar. I cannot track the citation in Scopus or Web of Science because it is not indexed yet. So even personally, myself, I cited more 40 times, let me say, in roughly. So the journal, but I cannot indicate. And now during the rubrics, if the journal cited in Google Scholar, will got 0 point. So how about the other citation, which was for me is not detectable?
Yeah. Okay. So for that, for your question, because that's why in ACI, so they are looking at 3 years window.
No, my question is because I am not assuming, because I am sure, because I am citing science letter in my publication, which is published in Q1 and Q2 journal under Web of Science with high impact factor. It means guarantee, so no need to doubt. But at the end, when I check, Google Scholar appear, but I don't have any tools or any mechanism assist me to check in citation in Scopus or Web of Science. So at the end, based on the evaluation, any citation, Google Scholar will get 0 mark. So how about the citation in Web of Science and Scopus?
Okay.
How we going to detect and to consider?
Because this one is basically we are evaluating the journals. So your journals, you have to check whether other people cite your journals.
Yeah, but the problem, there is no mechanism, because when I check, even for example, I type science letter in Scopus, I didn't find any report. But I am sure because I am publishing there and I am citing from there. But also Web of Science, same story. This is my question. Is there any possibility, any proper mechanism to extract the citation of the journal in Scopus database and from the Web of Science?
I think in Scopus, yes, because I've tried that. Okay. So maybe because Scopus being subscribed by the ministry to all 20 IPTA.
Even Web of Science is subscribed. But the problem, because not subscription. The problem now is how to extract, because for example, many journal cited by Web of Science journal, cited by Scopus journal, but our journal is not indexed yet. So we have many citation, but we cannot retrieve or we cannot count or make clear statistic about exactly how many times cited. And Scopus or websites. I hope there is any mechanism or any tools can assist us to know our direction.
Yeah, because this is being put by ACI, Citedness of Journals. But I think maybe during the Editors Day workshop, we are going to show how we can check whether the journal being indexed in Scopus or not. Not being indexed, being cited in Scopus.
Yep, all right.
What is the title, please? Science.
Science letters.
Science letter. Let me check for you. And I
No
will
problem.
get...
Many thanks.
Okay.
Many thanks. Appreciate. Because this is I do this practice by myself, so I am quite sure because cited in my papers. So yeah.
Okay.
So okay. Many thanks.
Prof.
Okay.
Zuraida, can I add on that one? So Dr. Ali's question is, how do we check citation in Scopus? Frankly speaking, I already did that just a few months ago, and how I did it, I have two methods. Number one, you go to Scopus and you search the reference part and search for the keyword science letter, and then all the citation will come up. However, given that the generic name of science letter, there are many that comes out. So if not mistaken, I got up to thousands of citation, which not all from science letter. So I did the hard work in which I went to science letters Google Scholar profile, and then I checked one by one each citation that they received. So I verified manually one by one, and indeed I can say that science letter have 40 something citation from Scopus.
Yeah, because there's a way of checking it whether our journal being cited by other people or not.
Yeah, but this one, okay, thank you, Dr. Young, for your fruitful input. But this one was still very manual and very basic way to determine the exact number of citation in Web of Science. I expected there is another convenient pathway we can adopt it to immediate, instant extraction for the result. Yeah, because I also tried on Scopus. We find so many overlapping, so I need only the net citation to my journal. Yes, it can work, but it takes time, this method.
Okay. Okay, we will start.
Many thanks, Dr. Young and Prof. Zuraida.
Okay. Okay, any more question?
Hello, Assalamualaikum.
Yeah.
Hi, Prof.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay, saya Dr. Iqbal here. First of all, thank you, Dr. Ali. It's such I think the issue is quite valid here. I actually tried to do the same thing, but I could not find any citation. But my question is more towards the diversity of authors yang Prof mentioned tadi lah. Means that within the paper or the journal publications list of manuscript tu mesti ada international paper
Yeah.
So my question is, what if the main author or the corresponding author of the manuscript coming from a local university, but it has international authors? Can that be counted as international diversity author also?
Yeah, because it is a collaboration between local and also international, that will be counted.
All right, thank you, Prof.
Mm-hmm. Okay, any more question? Sorry, Dr. Yong, I have exceed the time because you allocate me 1 hour. Now it's already 10:34.
Yeah, because
It's
this is
okay, Prof.
very interesting talk, Prof. Very interesting talk. Yeah.
Is it?
I'm just
Yes,
worried.
yes.
I'm just worried if you can accommodate us. So it's more up to your constraint, not us. We are ready to hear from
Yeah.
you.
Okay. Okay, so now I think I'm going to take question because I don't have anything to present anymore. Just anything that the editors would like to ask to clarify. I think I have another 10 minutes before
Okay,
I
Prof.
get.
May I ask question?
Okay.
Now I understand that SCI evaluate twice as well. They have prior screening and then they have a more detailed evaluation. Can you give us some input how they do it, these two stages?
Okay. So normally we at the ministry level we are going to do the evaluation based on the criteria given. But as I mentioned, we are expanding a little bit to ensure that the one that we recommend to ACI team is the quality will be not questionable. Okay, means that it will not be rejected by the team. And when it reach at ACI, they have a team that will go through again the journal. Okay, so that's why I said ACI they have two layers. One at our country in each country, and the other one at ACI. So ACI they have their team because if you remember I talked about local board. Okay, there are 4 countries that have been approved by Elsevier to establish their own local board. One of it is Thailand. Okay, Thailand, Korea, China, and Russia. And the 5th one will be the ASEAN local board. Okay, so that's why because Thailand they have this Thailand local board. So this local board helping ACI to do the evaluation. Okay. Is it okay, Dr. Yang?
Okay, Prof. Just wondering, is it no, because I'm actually referring to one journal that was listed but did not make it on the second evaluation. So does that mean that the local board in ACI, the who evaluate second time, they are much more particular, much more stricter in terms of their evaluation?
I think they are quite thorough, Dr. Yong, because I can see a few countries journals being rejected, especially from Indonesia.
Do you have any idea where they usually? I mean, which aspect does this journal that has been rejected? Which aspect that they did not do too well, so that I think maybe we can improve that aspect.
The journals that have been rejected, because for Malaysia normally we so far we experienced only once being rejected, 2 journals, I think 2 or 3 journals. Okay, that is in 2018. But after that, since we imposed additional criteria, it has never been rejected by ACI. So I think they are looking at the abstract also, the quality of the abstract, because they did not go through the content but the quality of abstract. And also I think, let me check the criteria here. Okay, because I think the 3 journals, because we try to submit journal which is less than 3 years volume lah, so that one I think we rejected. we just try to submit just in case they overlook or whatsoever, but it will rejected. So like for Indonesian journal, I know that maybe they did not, because they sent about 100 journals to ACI and it only accepted 8 or 12 journals. Okay, so means that they really go through the evaluation process.
Okay, Prof, thank you. Understood.
Any more questions? So Dr. Yong, you are going to share the rubrics with all the editors?
With your permission, yes. And I've heard from some participants that they are requesting for the sharing of this session video as well as the presentation slide. So
okay,
if you allow us, I can arrange that later.
Yeah, okay. I have no problem of sharing the slides and also the presentation. Anybody interested to get the books?
How much, Prof?
RM$32. But it's very detailed. I think it's a good for new editors.
Yeah, I think maybe we can Dr. Yong ke apa boleh come up with a list ke yang whoever the editors who want to the book.
Yeah. Anybody who is interested to me can ni lah request from me. Then I will try to get from Datuk Roslan. Okay.
Prof, I think that book is available. I'm not sure if it. I think it is available in Lazada or Shopee. You can buy direct, if not mistaken.
It's available in Shopee. It's available in Amazon. Yeah, but if just you want to have a bulk order, then I can just get it from Datuk Roslan.
Okay. So I think you can whoever who wants to buy this book, we can spread this news in WhatsApp group. So whoever interested to buy this book, then I can collect the names and then I can forward to Prof later on.
Yeah, maybe we can get discount if we have buy in bulk.
Thank you, Dr. Appreciate it, Dr. Yong.
Okay. Okay, any more, Dr. Yong?
Yeah, just one more. For today's participant, please fill in the attendance form lah. The link is already sent in the chat box, so check for it. Fill in for your attendance. It will be counted for the jam latihan lah for today's session.
Okay, so if that's it, I think that's all from me. You can always email me or WhatsApp me if you have any specific question that you would like for me to answer. And with regards to the MyCite rubrics, okay, so I'm going to translate it and I send it to Dr. Yong so that he can have the both versions of MyCite rubrics, Malay and also English. Will that be okay with you, Dr. Yong?
Yeah, sure. I'm okay with it.
Okay. So saya rasa itu saja daripada saya. Mohon maaf kalau ada yang terkurang dan sebagainya. So I hope that all editors will work towards quality, and if possible, we don't want UITM journal to be labelled as predatory journal. Okay, semalam I think Prof Nazib has made it very clear that unit etika dan penerbitan, we have to ensure that there is no predatory journal from Malaysia. Okay, so itu saja daripada saya. Wabillahi taufiq. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Thank you for coming. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you, Dr. Yong.
Thank you so much, Prof. Dr. Yong.
Thank you, Dr. Yong.
Since I cannot access to the Google form for the attendance, boleh tak minta urus setia untuk dekat sharing, dekat setting tu untuk sharing dan restricted to UITM sebab saya masuk melalui fakulti email.
Okay. Nanti saya akan Miza ada tak? Miza boleh tukar sekarang tak?
Boleh.
It's okay. Dr. Fariza, can you check back after 5 minutes?
Okay, boleh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
Sure.
Apa tak ada? Tak ada. Jadi kita ambil duit tu. Habis tu siapa yang nak edit? Apa? Dia check dia punya masa. Yelah, maksudnya kita cek balik.
Hello Dr. Yong, meeting ni diteruskan ke?
Itulah, saya pun, tapi ramai yang dah keluar ni nampaknya.
Saya nak tahu macam mana perjalanan nak buat audit ni.
Audit kita on the 22nd kan?
Itulah.
On the 22nd tu baru bermula dan itulah sebab macam tergantung je rasanya ni.
Itulah. Dr. Yong?
Dr. Yong pun dah keluar ni.
Dr. Yong dah tak ada.
Oh ya ke? Kita ni tunggu siapa?
Sebab tadi Prof Zuraidah kan ditunjuk slide pasal rubrik tu kan. Actually kita akan guna rubrik itu untuk buat penilaian jurnal-jurnal.
Betul.
Tapi bila pengisian tarikh penilaian?
Tapi saya nak tahu macam mana perjalanan penilaian ni.
Mungkin hari kejadian tu kot dia akan brief kita kot.
Tapi kan saya rasa 22 hari bulan tu adalah hari